Today I am going to give a lecture on application of remote sensing in GIS techniques in urban development. The main objective of this is to understand urbanization. Urbanization is an index of transformation from traditional rural economics to modern industrial one. It is a progressive concentration of population in urban unit. At the moment, India is one among the country of low level of urbanization. In the last 50 years, the population of India has grown 2.5 times, but urban India has grown nearly 5 times. In 2001, 306.9 million Indians, about 30.5%, were living in nearly 3,700 towns and cities across the country, and it is expected to increase to over 400 million and 533 million by 2011 and 2021 respectively. At the moment, India is among the countries of low level of urbanization. As a result, most urban settlements are characterized by shortfalls in housing and water supply, urban encroachment in fringe areas, inadequate sewerage, traffic, congestion, population, poverty and social unrest, making urban governance a difficult task. The high rate of urban population growth is a cause of concern among India's urban and town planners for efficient urban planning. There is an urgent need to adopt modern technology of remote sensing, which includes both aerial as well as satellite-based system, which allow us to collect lot of physical data rather easily with speed and on repetitive basis, and together with GIS helps us to analyze the data spatially, offering possibilities of governing various options like modeling, thereby optimizing the whole planning process. These information systems also offer interpretation of physical, that is spatial data with other socio-economic data, and thereby provide an important linkage in the total planning process and making it more effective and meaningful. Through this lecture, we are going to experience using remote sensing and GIS capabilities for planning studies. The core issue in this topic is how to use remote sensing and GIS capabilities for establishment of the data which will be used for planning studies, which have evolved over the period. This technology briefly introduced and elaborated on the project called Structural Plan Follow-up Project. Land is one of the prime natural resources, and urban population growth and urban sprawl induced land use changes coupled with industrial development are resulting in unplanned use as well as misuse of land, leading to conversion of usable land into wastelands. The changes of land use and land cover pattern over a time period control the pressure on land. It was also mentioned by Sengupta and Venkatachalam in 2001. The complexity of urban development is so dynamic that it calls for an immediate perspective planning of cities and towns, as also mentioned by Shoki and Rashid in year 1999. For a sustainable use of the land, it is essential that proper planning and monitoring have been done. Timely and accurate information on the existing land use, land cover pattern and its spatial distribution and changes is a prerequisite for planning, utilization and formulation of policies and programs for making any micro and macro level development plan. Accurate, reliable and comprehensive spatio-temporal information on land use practices in a city is prerequisite for sustainable land development and management. Remote sensing offers cost-effective solutions to city planners' data needs for both macro and micro level analysis of the land use planning, leading to urban environment management. The better management and rational use of land calls for accurate and timely changes in the dimension, nature and spatial balance between exploitation and regeneration. GIS is best utilized for integration of various data sets to obtain a homogeneous composite land development units, which helps in identifying the problem areas and suggest conservation measures. The remote sensing technology along with GIS is an ideal tool to identify, locate and map various types of land associated with different landform units, as it was also mentioned by Denva in 1992, Pallan, Yandi and Nagar Murthy in 1997, Venkateshwara in 1997, Khan they mentioned in 1999. The timely information about the changing pattern of the land use plays a significant role in land use planning and sustainable land development. The mapping and monitoring of land use and land cover requires a land use classification system. One of the most widely used data format for information extraction about the land use and land cover is the infrared false color composite, that is FCC image, and the extraction of information from such images about ground reality is done by image interpretation, for which generally three methods, namely photo interpretation, spatial analysis, data integration are used. It has also been mentioned by Prasad and Sinha in 2002, which describe the image characteristics and visual interpretation techniques of various land cover and land use categories. This table covers land cover and land use and image characteristics. Settlement, which is shown on the satellite image, that is in light grey clustering with particular pattern for the urban areas. There may be brownish maroon patches for in-between vegetation. For the rural settlement, there occur no particular pattern of such image characteristics. Now we go for the agriculture, that we identify Rabi. If the month of data acquisition is January or February or March, the color is brown red. And if for the Kharif crop some characteristics in image occurs, if the image data are required in the month of September, October and November. Fallow land is identified by light grey color within cropped area, that is red area, and third one is plantation occurs as brownish maroon patches. Now we come to the forest. These are identified on the satellite images as dense forest by dark red color pattern. In the case of degraded forest, the dark red color pattern contains small brown and white patches, and forest plantations are identified by dark red color sign of particular pattern. Now wasteland, which can be classified on the basis of different feature available on that. Different patterns are identified on the satellite image as muddy water logging occurs as blackish or deep blue spots, while clear water logging area is identified by dark and bright blue patches. Comparing the images of rainy season and out of rainy season identifies temporary and permanent water logging. Marshy area is recognized as a sign of vegetation, that is in red and pink spots in the waterlogged brackish blue and bright blue areas. Gully land occur as white or grey color spot. The image of land with scuffs contain white patches in the land, and sandy area is classified as bright white coloration along the course of the river. Next, water bodies. These can be identified as river and stream is identified as long non-linear path curved with dark blue, bright blue line and white background. Canals are identified as line segment, sign of water bodies. Lake and reservoirs are identified as pattern along the river. Embankment occurs as light grey structure along the river. Now other features can be identified. They are grasslands are identified as uneven appearance characterized by red, light to medium grey tones, and snow is identified as white patches on the hills. This information is gathered from the reference collected from Prasad and Sinha in year 2002. Now we come to, we can see certain figure related to this, where the area, the land use classes extracted from Landsat 7 ETM, 12 classes are given: water, village, urban, suburban trees, suburban resident, open vegetated, open bare, open in urban, marsh, forest, agriculture, and the rest of the vacant land. Land use changes detection and mapping. Here mapping requires high resolution imageries to obtain detailed information and multispectral optical data to make fine distinction among various land use classes. While many urban features can be detected on radar and other imagery, visible and near infrared data of a high resolution permit fine distinction among subtle land use land cover classes. Urban areas are highly dynamic, where remote sensing can enable urban planners and decision makers to assess land use conversations from agriculture to non-agricultural, that is residential, commercial and industrial, loss of greenery and water bodies, development along main transport routes and drainage lines, changing quality of the urban environment. This detection of large-scale conversion of agricultural land into non-agricultural land has been useful for determining the extent of build-up areas on the day the government decides to acquire land. It has already been mentioned by Uttaravar in year 2001. It is also useful in dealing on urban change detection using Survey of India topo sheet 1:50,000, Landsat, MSS, IRS list 1 and 2, spot HRB data. With the use of IRS list 1, FCC false color composite, the transformation of agricultural land into residential and industrial land was carried out by Kukatpalli municipal area in Hyderabad city. Land use, land cover changes detection mapping of Delhi has been done in ADAS Imagine software and ArcGIS using Landsat TM and IRS list 3 data from 1992 and 2004 respectively. Urban change detection mapping can be done with digital image processing software using satellite data from different time periods. It has been discussed by Jan. The same thing can be observed on the image, following image. Unprecedented population growth coupled with unplanned development activities has led to urbanization, which lacks infrastructure facilities. This also has posed serious implications on the resource base of the region. The urbanization takes place either in radial direction around a well-established city or linearly along the highway. This disparate development along highways or surrounding the city and in rural countryside is often referred as a sprawl. The direct implication of such urban sprawl is the change in land use and land cover of the region. The ability to service and develop land heavily influences the economic and environmental quality of life in towns. Identification of the pattern of sprawl and analysis of spatial and temporal changes would help immensely in the planning for proper infrastructure facilities. Pattern of sprawl analysis of spatial and temporal changes could be done cost effectively and efficiently with the help of spatial and temporal technologies such as GIS, Geographical Information System, and remote sensing RS, along with collateral data such as Survey of India, topo sheet maps, etc. IRS 1C, 1D, P4 provide data with good spectral resolution with less data and spatial resolution of 5.6 meter in panchromatic mode. The remote sensing satellite with high resolution sensors and wide coverage capabilities provide data with better resolution and coverage, revisit to meet the growing application needs. The image processing techniques are also quite effective in identifying the urban growth pattern from the spatial and temporal data captured by the remote sensing techniques. These aid in delineating the specific growth pattern of sprawl, which could be linear or radial or both. The spatial pattern of urban sprawl over the different time periods can be systematically mapped, monitored and accurately assessed from satellite data, remotely sensed data along with conventional ground data. Mapping urban sprawl provides a better picture of where this type of growth is occurring and helps to identify the environmental and natural resources threatened by such sprawls and to suggest the likely future direction and pattern of sprawling growth. However, the physical expressions and pattern of sprawl on landscape can be detected, mapped and analyzed using remote sensing and geographical information system. The pattern of sprawl are being described using a variety of metrics and through visual interpretation techniques. Ultimately, the power to manage sprawl resides with local municipal governments that vary considerably in terms of will and ability to address sprawl issues. The civic amenities like potable water for domestic consumption, educational institution, recreational sites, power plants, means of transportation, waste disposal sites from some of the major urban infrastructure and utility services. The urban planners need large volume of data both at pre-planning and plan implementation stages to ascertain the status of the available facilities and to determine the actual projected demands for the same. The remote sensing techniques provide accurate, orderly, reliable information, repeatability for planning and management of urban utility services, whereas the aerial photography at a scale of 1:10,000 and larger provide information about the spatial distribution of most of the urban infrastructure facilities. The spot and IRS 1C and 1D data in panchromatic mode offers capabilities for mapping and analyzing urban transport network, effluent discharge zones and urban greenery. The large-scale aerial photograph was used in making the quantitative assessment of habitat and its reuse and in identifying disposal sites of Kanpur as discussed in a publication given by Hugsag in 1998. Similarly, an assessment of the population served by the urban facilities and services in Bhubaneswar was studied using 1:8,000 scale photography and used Map4 GIS software. Mohanty has used this and described in 1995. The SPOT MS and PLA data have been used in evaluating urban land use transportation system relationship along Ring Railway transport system in Delhi. It has been discussed by Soki in 1983. Konkan Railway and pipeline routing have also been studied using the satellite data. This great contribution has made by the NRSA in 1993-94. The urban agglomeration in India are facing at least 4 hydrological problems, that is, mobilization of sufficient volume of water for domestic and industrial consumption, urban water pollution and quality, flood control in urban stormwater, runoff disposal. Indian cities face problem of insufficient water for domestic and industrial purposes, poor water quality, inadequate urban stormwater runoff disposal. However, runoff can not only be directly measured by remotely sensed techniques. The role of remote sensing in runoff calculation is generally to provide a source of input data or as an aid for estimating equation coefficient and model parameters. The remote sensing techniques are also being applied in obtaining information pertaining to surface water quality parameters, soil drainage, land use, groundwater, slope of catchment are watershed relevant to carry runoff and water estimation studies. For example, a remote sensing based approach was evolved to deal with metro water supply problem of Madras. This has been discussed by Rao et al. In 1985. Similarly, Chakrabarti discussed an approach for urban stormwater runoff modeling, water supply assessment and water quality surveillance of Delhi urban complex. The integration of GIS and hydrology involve three major components, that is spatial data construction, integration of spatial model layers, GIS and model interface. These GIS techniques have been applied for groundwater vulnerability mapping with the drastic model in Aligarh city using the weighted sum overlay method. The drastic model considers 7 groundwater parameters: depth of water, net recharge, aquifer media, soil media, topography, and impact of reduced zone and hydraulic conductivity. In year 1993, SATE and D have conducted studies on hydrogeology using GIS-based solution for watershed analysis of Maryland state. They constructed a model named as GIS Hydro. Miller and Seamers in 1995 have also developed automated geospatial watershed assessment tool, that is AGWA, and GIS for analyzing the water resources. The key component of AGWA are the hydrological model used to evaluate the effects of land cover and land use on water response. The transportation network is an important infrastructure element of the whole urban area. It allows connectivity and movement of people, traffic, goods with and between the urban centers. Radar, remote sensing data can be used effectively for urban transportation network management. All roads with a width of 3 meters or more can be seen on high resolution ICONOS satellite data. Such data facilitate the identification of roads that need to be widened to erase congestion using satellite images. Road information can be updated and the approximate width of a road can be determined. Road width can be assessed using data from SPIN2 with 2 meter per pixel resolution, ADOS multispectral data with 16 meter per pixel resolution, and Landsat TM with 30 meter per pixel resolution. A 5 meter wide road can be measured with a maximum error of 1 meter using SPIN2 data. A 35 meter wide road varies from 34 to 36 in SPIN2 data, giving a maximum error of 1 meter. Width of the same road or road selection varies from 32 meter to 40 meter and 30 to 40 meter in ADOS parts data and spot pen data respectively, with a maximum error of 5 meter in each case. Such databases are vital for formulating strategies to mitigate traffic-related air and noise pollution hazards, such as mass transit, telecommunicating, and enacting stricter automobile emission standards. Now we are going to understand about the solid and hazardous waste management in urban areas. Solid waste is a potential nightmare for India, large and growing population due to inadequate and legislative instrument to the deployable organizational and financial capabilities of the local urban government. The informal sector should be organized and the private sector should participate more widely in collection and recycling of solid waste. In this context, the most acceptable strategy for solid waste management is first to categorize waste streams as biodegradable, non-degradable and recyclable. Then the problem is where to dispose of it, and it is not easy to locate the disposal site. A geospatial database generated from remotely sent satellite data could be used to help solve this problem. Efforts should be made to reclaim abandoned landfill sites. Attention should be focused on the identification of suitable new sanitary landfill sites to isolate waste from human society and the ecosystem and monitoring of the existing landfill sites for environmental impact assessment. Remote sensing data can aid in identification and location of such landfill sites and monitoring the changes in land use within the near hazardous waste and sanitary landfill. These data integrated with GIS has been useful to identify potential waste disposal sites using IRS LIS4 pan imagery with 5.8 meter per pixel resolution and ESTER visible to near IR data with 15 meter per pixel resolution. Path optimization can be carried out using a network analysis model and GIS for solid waste dumping. In conclusion, we can say that remote sensing and GIS application for urban planning and management can be the best tool for managing this. Planning and management cities in new era of globalization and economic liberalization would be a demanding task calling for new skill and approach. Indian cities will have to compete to others to attract investments, and therefore issue like quality of infrastructure, energy efficient services, provision and environmental conditions in a city besides economic stability would play a significant part in such competition. Urban planning profession in general will have to address these issues and respond rapidly. It is worthwhile noting that spatial dynamics of cities is complex to fathom and urban theory is still static. In other words, the urban planning authorities and agencies in every part of the country should adopt new technologies like remote sensing and GIS. These have capability to provide necessary physical input and intelligence for preparation of base maps and for planning proposals and act as monitoring tool during implementation phases. Satellite remote sensing with repetitive and synoptic viewing capabilities as well as multispectral capabilities as a powerful tool for mapping and monitoring the ecological changes in the urban core and in the peripheral land use planning. It will help to reduce unplanned urban sprawl and the associated loss of natural surroundings and biodiversity. On the other hand, moving further, interfacing of urban planning models with GIS should now receive due attention. Incorporation of land use transportation models, water distribution network analysis, simulation of urban activities to evaluate different urban development alternatives in GIS framework needs to be explored for added advantage.